Yeah. Yeah. And what it gets back to too, and I think about this a lot. This is hits very home to me because this is part of my own spiritual journey, intellectual journey, whatever kind of journey you want to look at it. This free exchange of ideas is such a powerful piece of what it means to be human. I mean, this is what separates us from the rocks in the ground, is our ability to have spirited discussions, right? And the very fact, this is always interesting to me, for a society and culture, I know we've touched on relativism before, and this idea that your truth is your truth, my truth is my truth, and that's okay. We can have separate truths even if they're contradictory, and that's fine, right? But what's interesting to me is the very fact that we get in arguments points to the fact that we don't believe that, right? We don't sit there and we don't live out that thought of like, oh, you can believe what you believe, I can believe what I believe. Sure. And we get that way because until it gets really personal, where I feel like it's impinging on my ability to live out that truth or whatever it is, that's when it becomes divisive. But the very fact that we have disagreements in conversation points to the fact that we actually do believe that there is some sort of objective truth out there that we're uncovering. And if we take that as the framework and we start working towards that idea of what is true in the context of whatever conversation we're having online, whether it's religion, politics, whatever, and our goal is to get at truth, we stay the pride, we throw it to the side, and just like you're suggesting, hey, I'm willing to be wrong here, and I want to make that forefront of the essay. That, to be honest, was a massive moment for me in my own personal journey, because it wasn't until I said, look, if this church thing is false, I don't want any part of it. And if this religion thing is false, I don't want any part of it. And I am willing to become an atheist if that means that I get to the truth of the thing. Because at this point in my life, I wanted truth. I didn't want this fabricated thing. I didn't want anything like that. And what became very apparent through my conversation dialogue is I was able to be more honest. I was able to have better conversations. I wasn't held up on and bent on anything that I had already. But what my goal in conversing with people is what, to me personally, made the most sense. That's the personal aspect of this objective truth. Truth can be objective, but we may not accept it, right? And so that was always fascinating to me, because it wasn't until I released that, and there's a freedom once you release that. You feel free, and there's a freedom in your ability to have a conversation with people. It's not until you release that, give that away, that desire to always be right. It's not until that goes away that you can actually have real, authentic conversation that is focused on getting to truth, and you can be honest in a way that you wouldn't before. Hey everyone, thank you so much for checking out this clip from the Practical Theism podcast. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to check out the full episode, you can do so by finding it on our YouTube channel. Definitely consider subscribing and ringing that little bell so you can continue to get updates, notifications when we release new episodes and new clips just like this one. I hope to see you soon.